Little All right. Uhuru is Swahili for freedom, but for us, it's a call for the future and ourselves. Uhuru comrades, I want to thank you for coming today to this important Sunday rally. Today, as we've been speaking of in the last few Sunday rallies, is about keeping St. Louis Black, which is the KSLB 94.1 radio station, Black Power radio station right here in North St. Louis. Yeah. My name is Fofi Ushairi El Kibilon, and I am a proud member of the African People's Socialist Party and International People Democratic Uhuru Movement, the ANWO ANWO member, and I am the director of Project Black Unk, which is under the leadership of the African People National, the APDAP. All right. Okay, had a mouthful there. But I want to welcome each and every one of you. And I want to start off by saying, welcome to our honorable, our one and only leadership, Chairman Omali Yeshitela. We have other important people we believe, which is every one of you, but some in particular is our own chair, the people's alderman, Jesse Todd. And our own sister Safia right here. Woo! Yes. Thank you so much. Okay. Aquaba, this is our Aquaba Hall, which means welcome. And this is what we do every time we meet. This program is led by the African People's Socialist Party, the International People Democratic Uhuru Movement, which is the mass organization founded in 1991 and is a leading organization in the struggle for bread, peace, and Black power in the 21st century.
All right.
Yeah. To join in International People Democratic Uhuru Movement, you can go to InPDUM.org/today and choose a membership level. You'll hear more about that later on. Our community rallies are held every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. You can also view them on the Burning Spirit News YouTube channel and on Facebook. We encourage the online viewers to like, share, and subscribe to the Burning Spirit TV YouTube channel. Before we continue, I want to ask each and every one of you to please stand and join as we sing the African National Fight Song.
Israel to we Africa, we are with. Shout for freedom, we are with. Dance and sing songs when revolutions run. We are with. Africa's best daughters and sons, we are winning. Long live the liberation of our African nation. Freedom to organization, socialism. American Marcus Garvey's name. We are winning. Independent and free is what we will be. We are winning. Africa will bask in our victory. We are winning. Long live the liberation of our African nation. Freedom to organization. Socialist world, our creation. 1 billion strong, yes, we are one. We are
We are winning. Uhuru, Ease Wele too. E Africa. Uhuru, comrades. Woo, we sound good. We sound good. Yes. And I want to thank each and every one of you again for this important rally. As many of you know, the All African People Development and Empowerment Project, another one of the organizations under the leadership of the Uhuru Movement and the African People's Socialist Party, has been granted a license for a radio station which we intend to put right here in North St. Louis, right next to the Gary Brook Garden. Yeah, and the Caribou outside venue space. But before we can move forward with this project, we must go through a process with the city of St. Louis. It's called a conditional use hearing. As you know, in the past, Uhuru Movement has had much experience with the city of St. Louis, which has now led us to the Uhuru Bakery Cafe grand opening August 15th. Yeah. It's great to see so many of you attended the initial KSLB 94.1 Community Advisory Board meeting. And that's gonna be too much. I'm joyful. Okay. Okay. But before we start introducing people of the board, we want to, this meeting is about the letters. We've done, and we're still doing, collecting petition names. We've got people that's going out doing flyers with the public, but our goal today is to do the petitions. I mean, write the letters. The meeting is the 27th of August. We don't want to wait till 2 days before to get letters. So what we want to do is collect as many letters, hopefully from each of you today, and the promise of more in the future. Today we're going to start off with our political Black Power Radio Victory, which is a political education, and it will be led by our own Greg. Uhuru.
Baragani brothers and sisters, comrades, brother chairman, sister Fofi, you couldn't have expressed it any better that on the 27th that we're seeking to go before the council and let them know the importance of granting a conditional use permit. And I know I initially had wondered, why are we, doing this? We don't have any problems since they lost on the bakery. I'm sure they don't want to come back again. However, we we have to keep in mind that our struggle goes on. Now, recently there was an article that, in fact, August 1st, article that came out in the Burning Spear regarding our mother station in um, St. Petersburg. And let me just share with you what had happened down there, because it's so easy to think that you have it under control. And in fact, you find out that the colonialists are always lurking out there to throw opposition in front of us. Um, the article goes, on Wednesday, July 29th, 2026, a federal appeals court unanimously ruled that the African People Education and Defense Fund, APEDF, has a valid complaint against Pinellas County for illegally revoking one grant and denying a second totaling $100,000 in violation of the group's constitutional protections against racial discrimination and suppression of its First Amendment rights. The court decision favored of APDEF and its Black community FM radio station, Black Power 96 in St. Peters, Florida, has established new binding federal case law protecting organizations from being defunded based on the exercise of their First Amendment right. This is even beyond what the mission of the AP EDF is to defend the human and civil rights of the African community and end disparities faced by African people in health, healthcare, education, and economic development. Known as the baddest nonprofit on the planet, it has served the Black community of St. Petersburg, Florida for over 30 years with an array of free programs providing healthy food, fitness, education, healthcare advocacy, job training, and media access. In 2022, the APEDF was awarded a COVID relief grant by Pinellas County to buy equipment for its radio station, having been ranked fourth highest among 55 applicants. The grant was later revoked after County Commissioner Chris Latvala mobilized opposition from the board based on the APDF's association with the Uhuru movement. Yes. A second grant for a building generator to keep radio station on air and the food in the APEDF's community kitchen refrigerated during power outages was ranked fourth highest of 78 applicants. It was also denied. The APEDF was the only nonprofit designated for either grant that was defunded by the county. Now, the Black nonprofit filed a lawsuit in federal court alleging that Pinellas County violated its constitutional rights of freedom and association with protection against racial discrimination. And they seek restoration of the grant funds for which they were qualified. In 2024, the county's request, in 2024, at the county's request, District Court Judge Thomas Barber dismissed the lawsuit. In this week's decision, the Federal Appeals Court reversed that dismissal and remanded the case back to trial in Tampa. Now, appeals court judges Newsom, Brasher, and Huck saw through the county's efforts to hide the true reason that the APEDF's grants were revoked and denied. County Commissioner Latvala had stated publicly that he opposed funding because of the APEDF's association with the Uhuru African Freedom Movement. He then concluded that the rest of the commissioners colluded with the rest of the commissioners to construct a series of false reasons calling for the court protection to conceal the discriminatory actions of the county. The Federal Appeals Court ruling on the First Amendment issue set new case law precedent with the following conclusion, quote, we hold, one, that APEDF is entitled to the full First Amendment protection enjoyed by ordinary citizens, not the qualified protection given to government employees and established government contractors. And two, that it was plausibly alleged that the county revoked its first grant and denied its application for the second grant on account of its protected association with the Uhuru movement. Deciding in favor of the APEDF, the appeals court cited a 1998 Supreme Court ruling that left the door open for such challenges to defunding, stating, quote, even in the provision of subsidies, the government may not aim at the suppression of dangerous ideas, unquote. The 11th Circuit stated that, quote, the essence of the APEDF's First Amendment claim here in the county manipulated the ARPA grant program to suppress ideas that it viewed as dangerous, namely those associated with the Uhuru movement. That it seems to us is the very kind of claim that the Finley court suggested might have merit, unquote. The appeals court also validated APEDF's claim of racial discrimination, where numerous similarly situated nonprofits that serve predominantly white neighborhoods and constituents were funded through the county's COVID relief grants, and the commission's anti-Black bias was publicly voiced by Latvala and others. Attorney Luke Larat is known for his defense of First Amendment rights. He is representing the APEDF along with his associate attorney, Rachel Ricks. Quote, we are extremely happy that the recent opinion recognized that many wonderful programs and services offered by the APEDF to the community and exposed the discriminatory and unconstitutional approach that Pinellas County took in denying the APEDF the grants they applied for and have so well deserved. They continue, we are overwhelmingly pleased that the opinion adopted our First Amendment argument and articulated and explained their importance so masterfully. We appreciate the fact that the opinion will serve to protect others who may later become the targets of discrimination, the victims of blatant denials of equal protection, or others that may suffer from the government conduct designed to deprive them of precious First Amendment rights, unquote, stated Larat. And I just want to comment there that when we take up the struggle, we're not just protecting African people, and that certainly is our goal, but all people have an opportunity to have the rights that were granted under the Constitution, and we have to force those to be lived up to.
Right on, Grace.
Mr. Eddie, let me conclude with this. Mr. Eddie Maltby, Black Power 96 radio station manager, declared, quote, I want to thank our brilliant attorneys and the outpouring of community support for our case. We are a small station fighting an important battle for the right of our Black community to access the resources that we deserve. We are leading the way and bearing the brunt of the fight for free speech and freedom of association for everyone. We are winning, unquote. Now, if you want to support APEDF's work in defense of Black rights and the First Amendment, please feel free to visit www.blackpower96.org/legal fund. And let me conclude with this. We can't just assume this is a 2-year-old battle. We can't just assume that because we were granted one right that is going to continue. We can see that the colonialists will use every opportunity to undermine our efforts. Uhuru.
Will we fight? Will we fight? We're going to fight and we're going to win. Thank you, Comrade Gregory. And now, now we have a few minutes for discussion. Any questions, concern, and discussion, please come to the mic. Uhuru, Comrade.
I really appreciate this. You know, if anybody's learned anything from the Baker struggle, and I just really feel good that, process of getting the petitions and everything for the radio station is right on, because you don't know how this subject is going to move. It's going to move in a way to try to benefit itself and deny the African community what we need. And we also have to look at this. This system is desperate to hold on to everything it's taken from everyone on planet Earth. Do you know what I just said? Everyone on planet Earth is stolen from, and it's desperate to keep that desperate on everything it's taken. But guess what? Its death is inevitable. Okay, its death is inevitable, but we have to be vigilant. You know, as African people, we have to be vigilant, and yes, we got to fight for everything that we need to fight for, but we got to make that fight happen and make it happen in the best possible way. So,
Uhuru. Anybody else? Okay, but
Well, yeah,
okay. Yes, sir.
Uhuru, I can't overstate the significance of what just happened in terms of this court victory. You know something about it because, you know, even things like NPR, National Public Radio, was defunded by this administration because they didn't like what they were saying. And that's kind of thing has been happening throughout the country. And so there are implications, serious implications for this fight back. And NPR, I don't know how it functions, but we didn't see that kind of fight back coming from NPR, but we fought. And the reason we're having this discussion today is because we resisted. And if we had folded, we wouldn't have been able. I want to just express my appreciation to comrades Akilia Nai, who is over all of our work of propaganda, the development of our ideas and promotions of those, and comrade Sandra Thompson, who played a fundamental role from the solidarity movement, who really, really, really pushed it. In fact, I was pessimistic about being able to win this particular case. And one of the reasons I was pessimistic is because our lawyer, Luke Perot, at one point, he was, when when the court of appeal denied hearing us, hearing our case, and the Pinellas County did something they had never done or very seldom do. They hired outside lawyer, big shot, big time lawyer to come in and file and fight for them. And when they moved and said they were not going to hear, our lawyer was, you know, he was really seemed to have been deflated. And but Sandra was played one of the roles in pushing, and we went and we kicked their asses. Listen, the judges took this beyond what I expected, even with a victory, because they elaborated on virtually every question. And they did establish new case law. There were issues that we were concerned about at any given time. We have, can we say this? Can we say that? Can we do this, do that? That radio station was concerned about that. And the court just said, yeah, you can say it, you can do this, you can, et cetera, based on the fight back that we just initiated. So I think that's really important for us to recognize and understand. Also, I think we should anticipate or be prepared for a vicious fight in terms of the conditional, how do they characterize it? Conditional what? Because I just read the resume, I guess you call it, of the alderperson, Keys, and just saw that she was an officer at U.S. military intelligence. And I am convinced there's a connection with her being here and the NGA, that she is part of that protection, and that also you should be aware. St. Louis is a really interesting city. Most of you may have heard of something called the Veiled Prophet, because, you know, every year they have some kind of function. But most people don't know the extent to which the Veiled Prophet has been connected to suppressing any rights that Black people have. It was founded as an entity during a world, international, certainly a national worker strike. And it was founded in part to crush the workers' strike and to crush the efforts of Black people explicitly. I'm not talking about some kind of scheme that, how do you call it? This is real. The Veiled Prophet. You know what the veil is? The veil is like a Ku Klux Klan hood. It was the organization created in 1776 with the overturning of Reconstruction and the movement toward crushing any rights for Black people. It was founded. On the Veiled Prophet. There's a book that's out now. You should buy it. It's called, the name of it is The Veiled Prophet. Let me see. Sometimes we think that we are dealing with issues that are otherwise innocent. The Veiled Prophet. This was just published. Secret Societies, White Supremacy, and the Struggle for St. Louis. And this thing, this Veiled Prophet that exists up to now, where they have these, what do you call it, where the daughters of the Veiled Prophet are the ones who have all this prestige, and you know that this is the Veiled Prophet's daughter, right? And they, like I said, the veil is the Klan-like hood that they wear. It has been the headquarters. Let me just say this, so to get a sense of what it is that we're talking about. It says the veil. This is the introduction. The Veiled Prophet Society is a secret organization that was founded a century and a half ago in St. Louis, Missouri. It has been entangled in a vast array of white supremacist causes, military institutions, corporate entities, and U.S. presidencies, heads of state, directors, university chancellors, senators, chief executive officers, vice presidents, and circuit judges have served as members of the Prophet's Court. And this book tells the story of why and how an organization like this has put so many of its members into the highest offices of American society. When we talk about Team 4 Plan that attacked this community in 1972 with a plan that was designed to push the African community in states of greater despair, disrepair, etc. We're looking at the consequences of the Veiled Prophet. When you look at all these houses, all the defiance of the Jesse Todd plan, the need for the Jesse Todd plan, we're looking at the Veiled Prophet. And this is an entity where people are supposed to be free and have freedom, etc. And these entities are hooked up into the government. So you are looking at a Ku Klux Klan type government, and there are other societies like this the veiled prophet is not the only one, but this is an extraordinarily influential one that is reaches up into the highest elements of the U.S. government. So I think it's important to know that. The other thing is that I told you, or did not perhaps have an opportunity to tell you that we were pessimistic when we went to Atlanta. Sister Wendy was there with us, and I got an opportunity to meet, people who are close to her, who live in Atlanta. And when we went to Atlanta with the Uhuru 3 case, we were appealing this extraordinary verdict that gave Penny Hess, Jesse Neville, and I this sentence of what do you call it? Probation, 3-year probation, convicted us of having conspired not to register as Russian agents. One, they convicted us of conspiring not to register as Russian agents. But we had won the case in court of not being Russian agents who did not register, etc. So this is what we were there for. And in the court, I felt confident going in there because most of the cases don't win appeals. You don't get an opportunity to go before them. And then secondly, even those who appeals that win, that is to say the right to be heard, don't usually offer oral arguments. You can't have oral arguments. I think maybe 13, 15% of those have the right to oral arguments. So this looked positive. It looked to us like the court then had some issues that it needed to resolve for itself, and therefore this was going to be helpful for us. We get there, and our lawyer, an incredible lawyer who is formerly, we have 5 lawyers working as a collective, but Leonard Goodman is Comrade Penny Hess' lawyer, and he wrote the appeal. And then he argued the case before the 3-panel judges, the 3-judge panel, and they interrupted him. They were rude to him, and what they wanted was not to hear the arguments that we were making about why they attacked us, the court, why the government attacked us. In fact, they wanted to limit the discussion to the fact that we were supposed to be working for Russians. So they said that the charge was content neutral, had nothing to do with what we were supposed to have said, but the fact that we said it because the Russians paid us to say it. And by the way, I want to tell y'all, if you go by what they said we did for the Russians, that we work for the Russians do not pay very well. I want to let you know that. And so this was really kind of nonsensical. But we made the arguments, and what was interesting, though, that left me less pessimistic, I think, than some was that after we had made our arguments, and we only have 15 minutes to argue, and then the court intervenes, the judges intervene when they want to in that 15 minutes that we have available to us, and then the prosecution comes, and it has 15 minutes. And the prosecution had smooth running. It just ran the stuff and was not interrupted like we were interrupted until the last thing. The judge asked the prosecutor, well, how do you explain the discrepancy in the convictions, the not guilty on the foundational charge and guilty on the conspiracy charge? And this is when you saw the prosecution sounding like Barack Hussein Obama when we asked him, what about the black people, Obama? And he starts stuttering all over the place. He could not give a decent answer to that. So I left there feeling a bit better. But I want to tell you a couple of things. One, that one of the judges who heard our case in Atlanta was a judge in the case for the Black Power radio station. that where we won. One of the judges of that panel on that panel was a judge on the panel of three judges that heard and where we won the case around the Black Power. So I thought that was something that was significant as well. So I just wanted to just say those things about the cases and so we don't know what's going to happen, but we did establish precedent. There's no doubt about that. They can't take that back. We beat the hell out of them. And one of the persons who was there is a negress. And so we had a situation where the negress is part of the group that was determined to be involved in racial discrimination against us, so that was an interesting kind of outcome for this thing as well. So and the hearing, the document from the court is available, and somebody here can probably tell you how to get that because I know we've published it in some place or another. We have it up in some place, and I'm inviting people to take a look at it. And regardless of what the court's intention was in disrupting Leonard Goodman in Atlanta, the thing is that if you go and look at any of the documents from the very beginning, those arguments are there on record. You will see Mutaki on record saying Uhuru means freedom. You will hear on record my lawyer saying that Omala Ishitela cannot be bought. He's a revolution, a man of principle. This happened in the courtroom. And so regardless of what it was, they were saying these living documents, and we're going to be struggling. And if we do not prevail here, we go into another court, higher court. And the judges have our lawyers a game, and they talked about one, the possibility of asking for a rehearing, and two, the possibility of asking for a rehearing. I don't know what it's called now. There's a legal term for it that involves all of the justices in that district, all of them, not just the three who were there. And then, and if we do not prevail there, they're talking about going to the Supreme Court. So we intend to fight it, and I just wanted folk to know that, and much of the history of the struggle that we've been involved in. Uhuru. Yeah.
When we fight, we are fighting, we are winning. Uhuru.
Uhuru.
Chairman, just an honor to be here today, and I really want to salute Chairman Omala Ishitela. I'm Penny, African People Solidarity Committee. I mean, Chairman, just the fact that within a week, it was only about a week, two incredible victories in the same federal appeals district, or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
These incredible victories that you fought, just tirelessly on both fronts for the Uhuru 3 and, on the radio station, and the right, just the right to anti-colonial free speech is really, is etched in there now through this struggle in a time when all of these rights are being dismantled all around the US
Yes.
and even around the world. And I mean, I just feel like we have to really, absorb the profound nature of this. And I just really want to salute your leadership, Chairman. And it was incredible to be part of this. And we are winning. We are winning.
Part of what was incredible about this is that 4 years ago, when we were in court in Tampa, Florida, and we filled up the courtroom. We asked for the biggest courtroom they had, and we filled it up. And they also put an overflow room there. And the judge said, well, this is the first day. We might have this kind of thing. We won't need the overflow a couple of days. But a couple of days, they needed the overflow. They continue to need the overflow. When we went to Atlanta just now, we asked for the biggest court they had, what room they had, and we filled it up and filled up the overflow again. That it's very significant that for 4 years the people have been there and we've been involved in it, and they haven't been able to disappear the support and what have you, and the outrage by masses of people for this attack that's been made on our people, on our movement, et cetera. So I thought that was extremely significant. And then finally, we got the license to broadcast. So that's no issue. We got the license, so we're gonna fight to get the ability to use to put it where we want here. We will fight them, but even if we can't put it there, we got the license to broadcast, so we can broadcast from someplace else. The point is, we got that license. So I just think it's really important to recognize that as well. And I want to say hello to my Uhuru children. Doran is getting taller and slimmer, and voice getting deeper, and what have you, and just a fine looking young brother. And then there's Nova back there. Is Nova back there? I can't see Nova. Yeah, there's Nova who's back there as well. And then Amari, right? Did I say that right? Yeah. So just fine Uhuru children. It's just good to see you. And we, that's one way of recruiting, I guess. Uhuru comrades. And Sister Wendy, of course, is the one who's on the front lines in terms of getting these letters signed, getting these petitions filled, et cetera. I just wanted to acknowledge that as well. Thank you, Uhuru.
Uhuru, comrade. Thank you so much, Chairman. Oh, come on.
Just briefly, just wanted to comment that we can see that what we do as individuals is important, and that we're using every tool in the toolbox.
Yes.
We're using the attorneys.
Yes.
And what we as individuals can do, August 4th is coming on up here. And we should demand that the folks that are running for these political offices, we can't just dismiss that.
Right on.
We have to say, hey, are you for African people or not? And that's a legitimate question. Are you for African people? And we can't let them back off. If you want our vote, you have to be for us. That's what everybody else said. You have to be for us. So with that in mind, keep in mind that as we get these signatures, as we give our signatures, that what we do as individuals makes a difference.
I think so. I mean, one of the things that's happening is the comrades from Universal African Peoples Organization, they're struggling against this guy, Wesley Bell, who is a snake in the grass. I mean, this guy took something like $12 million from people that's, to glorify and hold up the murder of a Palestinian people. And he has a lot of money. You can't go to social media, turn on anything without seeing Wesley Bell. And they paid him well for that. Now, I said that, and I talked to Comrade Zaki Baruti, who, has been in this movement for a very long time here in St. Louis. And do we have those, the documents that he and the Universal African Peoples Organization are distributing? I asked them they be brought down here. I guess they're not down here. And the reason I'm raising this is because I am not in love with Cori Bush. And I have real issues with Cori Bush. To Cori Bush, when this attack was made against us, and we did everything we could, try to track her down, go by our office, call her up on a regular basis, email her, texted her, and what have you, and she would not respond to defend this community and us from that FBI-related attack. So I'm saying that It's no love here. But Wesley Bell, who actually is an activist for the state of Israel that's murdering Palestinian people. And at least Cori Bush at one juncture kind of sort of said she didn't like that, the Palestinians being murdered and what have you. I'm sorry? Yeah, I know she came out and sort of said that we couldn't get Cori to stand up for this community. That's the only thing I'm saying. I am saying though that I think that we have to oppose Bell. That's what I am saying, and I say this recognizing, and from our perspective, we haven't seen Cori do anything for Black community. Nothing. We've seen her function sort of like as an instrument of the white feminists. We saw her sitting on the steps of the Supreme Court because of the Roe versus Wade thing, but couldn't get her. Penny, how many times you go to try to get Cori Bush? Yeah, she refused. She ran from us. She didn't want to have anything to do with that. So I want to say that right up front. It's no love affair here. Yeah, it's not love. I'm not talking about love here. I'm talking about this guy. I think Bell, he betrayed this community. People voted him in because of his apparent opposition to the guy who refused to indict the murderer of Mike Brown. That's how he got elected. That's how he got elected off of that. And so we want to be clear about that. And I think that's was really important that and it showed that people don't like oppression. Our people don't like exploitation. And that's part of the reason Cori Bush lost that election, because the Democratic Party itself refused to come out against what they were doing to the people of Palestine. And that's why Kamala refused to do it. The others refused to stand up for the Palestinian people who were being murdered, slaughtered, even up to now in Gaza. So, and that's a serious thing. And we watching people murdered, we have to be able to take some kind of stand. There's no principle in being silent under those circumstances. There's no election worth winning that it happens at the expense of the babies and people who are being murdered in occupied Palestine. And it's just a really a distressing kind of thing. So, but none of the people who are in office today has to be there forever. Our objective has to be ourselves. One of the things that Kamazaki talks about also is we have to run to take these offices for our community. And we have to do that. And we have to put forth candidates and et cetera, win it and win our community to better stances than what we have. People are locked into this place where there seems to be no alternatives except the ones that come out of the Democratic Party or come out of the Republican Party or the what do they call them? The evil of the two lessers? No. So we have to get engaged ourselves in dealing with these issues, and I wanted to say that. So I think it's appropriate for us to stop. If we can stop Wesley Bell, it's appropriate for us to do that, to make him have to pay a price for uniting with the murder and facilitating the murder of the Palestinian people, those babies and everything that are being killed right now. And the Palestinians, by the way, this is August. This is the 25th anniversary of the Durban Convention, where people from all around the world, it was the United Nations sponsored Durban Convention in August of 2001, where people from around the world came together and united that slavery and so-called trafficking in slavery was a crime against humanity. That means there was no statute of limitations associated with it. It's by international law, it's a crime, and which is one of the things that helps to convince me that 9/11, which happened some 3 days after Durban, was not just some as it's been explained to us. Because when Durban, the whole world has united, with the exception of Israel, and the United States. These two settler states were the only, they walked out of Durban. And the Palestinians, the Arabs and Palestinians, they united with us in Durban. During the Durban process, they united with Black people, even when they were pushed off the agenda themselves. Palestinians, they united with Black people should be getting reparations and things like that. That's the kind of unity and solidarity that has prevailed up to now. So we're in Durban, and 25 years ago. And it was really powerful. It was the whole world united with Black people. The whole world, all of the countries of the world recognized that what had happened to Black people was a crime against humanity. And this is something that in March 26th of this year, there was a follow-up where the United Nations had another vote declaring that slavery, based on Durban in part, slavery was the worst crime in history. And 19 years before Durban, your party, African People's Socialist Party, initiated a world tribunal against reparations. 19 years before Durban, we did that in Brooklyn, New York, and put the United States on trial for genocide against Black people. And that's part of the reason we've been attacked by the United States government. They even claim that our demands for reparations, that our demands that the United States have to pay for the cause of genocide were paid for by the Russians. So all of this stuff, and they have to say that because otherwise they cannot explain the treatment of Black people. They can't explain it otherwise. So they say nothing wrong with Black people, just the Russians paid them to say that. That's the only reason. This is what they are saying. That's why we have to uphold Durban and bring it back to the people of the world, recognize it on this 25th anniversary. We're going to be doing that. People should be here. We're going to make that happen here and make it happen in various other places around the country and around the world. Uhuru, I talked a lot on that.
Chairman, you can talk anytime.
Well, I thought you were just going to leave it there.
No, you can talk anytime, anywhere, and as long as you wish. All right, comrades? Anytime I got the mic, Chairman got it. Okay, anywhere too. Okay. Thank you, comrades, for being with us and hanging with us and with the spirit of fighting. And now we're going to have some culture. Okay. I want to bring up a young man that I've been rolling with for the past 25, 26, 27, maybe 30, well, close to 30 years. And he just keep getting better and better. And I want to introduce you to Ron Chill Williams. Uhuru! Up here.
I feel important that I just want to say that it's my honor and my pleasure to be here today. What we're doing and what you all are doing and what the community is doing is a variable that's been working for a long time. And community is nothing but common unity. So when we come together for a common cause and we can move in the same direction, that's very important. I'm very, very passionate about this radio station because communication is one of the keys for our people. And when I say our people, I mean our community. And there are various people in our communities. I work in the food service community, and that's of all creeds, races, colors, genders, everybody, right? Because everybody got to eat. So that's common, right? So people often come together for a meal. Another thing that brings people together is music, is frequency. That's what brings people together. So this radio station is very, very important. I think it's a very good move on everybody's part to be able to support it and to get behind it. Because there is a certain frequency of freedom that we have to run on. Because before the signal reached the sky, our voices learned to never die. Before the speakers filled the light, our ancestors became that light. They whispered hope through every pain, like thunder dancing after rain. Their dreams became electric sound until our voices shook the ground. A black radio station is more than a tower standing still. It's a lighthouse through the storm, a drumbeat answering the call and all in will. It's a heartbeat. It's a flame. It's a people with a name. It's a river flowing free, carving out our destiny. They tried to silence every song, but our money and our melody was far too strong. They tried to bury every seed, but roots still grow through every deed because the truth has perfect aim. And every frequency still spoke our name. Jack L. Cooper lit the spark, bringing daylight through the dark. Frankie Crocker changed that sound, lifting urban voices up world round. Jack the Rapper spread the name, helping hip hop stake the claim. Doug Banks brought that joy each day, making strangers laugh away. Donnie Simpson raised the bar, showing all of us who we are. Tom Joyner burned through night and day, proving purpose finds a way. And Kathy Hughes refused defeat, built an empire from the street. And brick by brick and dream by dream, who knew that we would come together today?
Well,
Uhuru.
I'm his poetry mama. Okay. Can we have the what is it? The picture of the rendering. I'm sorry, the rendering of the radio station. This is what we're fighting for. This is a good idea of what the final telling will look like. And if you want some more inspiration, I have another comrade here. I call her one of my daughter poets, my daughter artist, and you all know her as Comrade Makeda Baraka.
Uhuru.
This stop.
Fight back.
This stop.
Fight back.
That's right. So I wrote this piece particularly for the purpose of supporting the Black Power radio station here, KSLB, which I just love the fact that we were able to come up with Keep St. Louis Black. Like that's it. That was it. You know, and I was in my thinking and my writing, the point was, you know, like for us to ask the question, if we're not involved, if not for us, who will be the ones to, you know, to say these things? Who will carry these messages that we need to hear? Like, where is this going to come from? You know, so this is the piece, and it's called KSLB. Who will remind us that we are human too? That our babies deserve nice things, that our joy should be hinged on all we know we're capable to bring. Who will remind us that our voices matter in broad, loud, long form, not as disgruntled, dismissible social media chatter. Who will say hunger is no badge of strength? Who will say healing is our birthright still? Who will say every child deserves a future not negotiated by zip codes and manipulated funding? Who will ask why schools neglect our brilliance while prisons memorize our names? Who will acknowledge supremacy as the frailty it actually is? Who will insist that truth be spoken plainly without apology or borrowed fear in a language that quells the offender? Who will say elders are our libraries and memory is sacred, not outdated? Who will say Black farmers matter, Black artists matter, Black thinkers matter, Black neighborhoods matter, long before investors discover them?
Well,
Who will say clean water, safe streets, healthy food, worthy wages, and homes without despair are not luxuries, but necessity? Who will teach in the face of others attempting to numb and dumb us down? Who will say the names they never printed, the victories they never televised, the science, the songs, the courage, the hands that built while others stole credit? Who will remind us that literacy is liberation, that questions are holy, and knowledge is a weapon best carried with wisdom? Who will give us permission to dance, to sing, to be moved by sounds that foster healing and restores our sense of wholeness? Who will amplify and defend the drumbeat that steadies anxious hearts? Who will raise voice in song when grief has choked out our collective breath? Who will make room for laughter that survives every storm? Who will steward restoration for us? Who will communicate the tradition of honest, rooted, spoken word? Who will carry the messages? And how will all the things that must be said be heard? Perhaps the answer waits within the asking. There's plenty of proof that no stranger rides to rescue us. Perhaps the microphone has always waited for ordinary people to become extraordinary voices. Maybe the airwaves are not simply frequencies, but fertile ground where truth can take its root. So let this station be more than sound. Let it become remembrance. Let it become resolve. Let it be the mirror in which we finally recognize our reflection. For if our stories are not told by us, they'll be rewritten by those who never intended for them to see the light of day. If our songs are left unsung, our silence will be filed under surrender. If our wisdom is not shared, our children will continue to inherit malicious projections instead of foundation. No, we must remind ourselves that we are human too. We must declare our babies deserve nice things. We must build our joy upon everything we know we're capable to bring. We must teach, we must question, we must dance, we must sing, we must heal, we must remember. We must speak until every voice forgotten finds its place among the chorus. Because no one is coming to save what we refuse to protect. It is our work. It is our voice. It is our future. We are the answer. We are the stewards. KSLB is the signal.
right on.
And we have always been the solution to everything we need to succeed. Keep St. Louis Black, y'all. Uhuru.
All right.
That's right. Keep St. Louis Black. The black of the berry. We got that, y'all. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to throw that in there. Okay, comrades. Now it comes the time where we meet some of the advisory board members. And we want to hear from them as to what is their what their commitment is to putting out these letters and getting letters. But I want to read the responsibility of being on the advisory board. The purpose of KSLB's Community Advisory Board, CAB, is to strengthen the connection between the radio station and the community, ensuring that the community is well served by the station and that the station is supported by the community. The role of the Community Advisory Board is solely advisory in nature by Federal Communications Commission regulations. The CAB has no authority to exercise any control over the daily management or operation of the station, nor do the CAB members bear any liability for the actions of the station, of the radio station. The duties: disseminate information about the radio station, programming, content and opportunities, volunteers and job opportunities, fund drivers and special event to your network of family, friends, colleagues, associates, and neighbors, acting as an ambassador for the station. Solicit program content, ideas, and feedback from your network and share it with the station via CAB members, surveys, and feedback forms. Inform the station manager about potential funding sources. Participate in organizing the station's annual fundraising benefit event. Meetings will be held quarterly or as needed to be determined by the CAB. Qualifications of members: strong interest in community controlled media, love of St. Louis Black community and interest in its rich history, commitment to bring Black community talent, stories, and breaking news to the airways. That sounds like you need to be a politician. Okay? And we are all politicians because we are working for this community. We are uplifting this community and we're voicing the things that this community needs voice out to everybody that's willing to hear. And those that don't want to hear, they're going to hear it anyway. Okay? So that is the description of the Community Advisory Board. And I would like to, you can hold your hands up and you can just stand up and come up to the podium, oh, to the mic. Thank you, Conrad.
Well, first of all, thank you for allowing me to sit on the, you remember the, radio station advisory board. I think so. I know it's a great idea. We had a progressive radio station years ago. It wasn't Black owned though. And as far as my knowledge, St. Louis Duke would be the first Black owned, and there's never been a Black power one that I know in the United States, not as Black power as this one is. Now they call themselves a Black power. But they may be pork chop Black power. But this is the Black power radio station. I agree with everything you said about our role. I know I have contacts. I know I will put in the work and do the best I can to make sure this is a success under the leadership, of course, of the InPDUM, the radio station leaders and the African People Social Party and InPDUM. So I'm glad to be on the advisory board. So I will do whatever I can to help promote it. One thing I'm doing, I think it's on the 8th. There's I bought a ticket for $50. It's about the demise of the radio station.
Yeah.
Okay.
In St. Louis.
Yeah.
We're celebrating the Eastern. When I was a kid, he was one of these,
Yeah.
very popular. And so there has been a demise of Black radio talk hosts because KTZ was owned by whites too. So
Okay.
at WGNU, we had a dynamic speaker named Liz Brown. It was owned by whites too. So this was in St. Louis will be the first Black in radio station. So I know we're gonna get a lot done. We're gonna educate people. I know we're going to we could just turn the city around. I know we're gonna do it. I know that. I know we've already done that. As the chairman said, My position though on the advisory board, I'm only speaking advice. My position is we should make the alderwoman sign, we should go get some petitions. Let's not talk and meet long next Sunday. Let's go up in her neighborhood, knock on her door and all around her, the neighborhood, get some petitions signed. Let's walk by our instead of sitting here. And that's my advice. And then go knock on her door and ask her to sign.
Right on.
And if,
Yeah.
and if she doesn't sign, what we can do, we have alternative. We can recall her. That's
Right.
That's what we can do. And I tell
Yeah.
her,
Yeah.
I tell her to her face. Personally, I like her. This is not about how you feel. She's a nice family person. I'm not saying she's on a personal level. She's like a family, like a kid. But this is about what is best for this community.
Yeah.
Right.
And this radio station, for those of us, it's gonna be here. It's what's gonna make the change.
Right on.
I don't know
Right.
if any example, and we've had many things that the Uhuru movement has done. That's why I joined when I was an alderman. I'm probably the only one in St. Louis, the only elected official that ever joined even associated with the Black Power movement. As soon as they get in, they run from. They talk all kinds of stuff. But that's not the point. Is that we can call this is political power.
Yes.
One thing about politicians and elected officials, and I know I've been one for 25 years, been elected ambassador for 25 years or more. You don't want to be heard. You don't want folks stopping folks from coming in because you're working hard trying to get some votes. And if you got people on the radio, what we get on the radio,
Yes. Yes.
you gonna have some problems sleeping at night. As a politician, you're gonna be tossed. So I know from experience. Now look, I do the right thing, but I'm gonna tell you, I wanted some votes too, because you cannot win without votes. And the best way to stop a politician from getting some votes, give that politician a bad public name, and bad as you can, and that politician, and go as close to that politician's house as possible.
Yeah.
And knock on his neighbor's door.
Yeah.
Knock on the next door, and then knock on it to every. You should go to every block. The her block. Then go to block around as close to her as possible.
Right on.
And everywhere she see her, everywhere. Everybody who she talked with know that she refused to change. She can change it.
Yeah.
As Alderman, I know she can change the zoning.
Yeah.
She can change it. Our first task should be, we want a letter from you.
Yeah.
We want you to speak at the hearing.
Right on.
We don't want to be
Right on. Right on.
pussyfooting and dilly-dallying around.
Right.
No, we want you to speak.
Right on.
We want you there speaking. We want you to make. We want you to change the zoning. They change it all the time at Mill Creek. They change it. That's how they tore it down. So the elected officials can change it whenever they get ready. So if we aren't gonna ask her, we need to demand
Right on.
that she change
Right on. Right on. Right on.
Yes.
Right on.
Don't underestimate the power. The black politicians in this community have always had power, but they use it in most cases against us.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
We need to start right now.
Right on.
Not demanding. If she doesn't do it, what a demand. There's one thing asking, you're not gonna do anything. When you demand something, you're gonna do something which
Right.
you should recall her. But
Right.
go get Reverend Pete.
Right on.
Look like we got some work, y'all, for next week. All right. All right. All right.
I don't like to sit. I have a problem sitting, but I will walk.
I hear you.
Doors.
Anybody else? Y'all scared to follow that?
Come at just scared everybody.
Oh, wait. That's what the the other people, I must support them. I'm gonna do what they
Right
want
on.
to do.
Sister Sophia, would you like to say something as a board member? Yes, ma'am. You came on that first meeting. Advisory board member. Yes.
I think make you a great board, but I want to see you kids, but You always push to what you push to this person. You come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, when we set those tables, that's what.
Yes, ma'am. You were invited.
And been able to get here.
Oh, that's okay.
And, so I thought, that was not good, but anyway, I'm happy to work, to make sure that we expand that area where we reach. And that, all of the revolutionaries and activists are part of, the broadcast, so we can get the messages out to our people. Yeah. And, this is just a pleasant surprise, but I'm happy about it.
All
We
right.
we have to, I was on KTC, but it was KTZ. And it was black on for a while. She sold it. But, that was back in, I had a session on called, Pan-African News, Afrocentric Views. And, I had Dr. John Henry Clark on, Kwame Ture, and then local people. I had Zaki on, I had different African, people from the different parts of Africa that I knew from St. Louis Community in Africa, so it was a pretty nice show, I thought.
Right on.
Yeah.
And I think I'd like to, do something like that again. Because we were, blending introducing the African community to the Africans born here, and in St. Louis, and hooking them up together, and that's what they don't want. They don't want us to be united. Yes. Right.
Uhuru.
We had a big hand in that, and we have to do that. Ashe.
Ashe. Uhuru. Yes, Ashe. We need the voices of the people in the community where you live. East side, west side, south side, north side. Because we have to get our voices out. St. Louis is more than the other side of Del Mar. All right. Would you like to say something? Ron?
Oh.
I'm calling advisory board members.
Earlier I spoke about, community. So on September 12th at, St. Louis University, it's at Il Monastero. I have information with me if you'd like. We're having our second annual community partners, event there. Some of the members of our community, like I said, I'm in food. So a lot of it is food related, but there is McDonald's, there's Steak and Shake, Papa John's, Nurian Hotels, we work with 100 Black Men, Urban League, Better Family Life, a bunch of different organizations, 5 church organizations. We have every trade in our community, which is, the carpenter, HVAC, lawn service, plumber, electrician, everybody's in there. So, you're more than welcome to come out. It's all about building, growing our network. We believe in working together with people. As a independent business owner myself, I find it more difficult to operate if I don't know who to talk to about what I need to do. And as well promoting what I'm doing for other people. So I do provide services in the food service industry area. So unity, that common unity is what I was talking about earlier, so that this event kind of bring everybody together. Everybody's more than welcome.
All right, all right. This program today is about the letters. We want you to write your letters, and we have, you want to come up? We have framework with, phrases that you can use in a letter. For more information, I will. We want to know why you support this radio station. And in doing so, in writing the letters, Comrade Ikenge will come up. Uhuru.
Kinga, I think it's important, the letter writing, but I also don't want people to leave without making a contribution. And I also think that we need to help people understand that we're gonna have to raise money for this radio station as well.
Uhuru, those were great points that the chairman made. Because it is, as he said, it's going to take resources, not just human resources, but financial resources. I think that we should set our goal today so that we can make a contribution to the station, and certainly anyone is free to, independent of the call that we will make, to make a contribution as well. I've got paper, I've got pens, I've got a computer, I've got a iPad, I've got various different apparatus for people to write their letters. Our objective is that you don't leave here today without leaving your letter. You're certainly free to write it at any time, but our objective is to get it here today. What the zoning department letter should entail, one, why you think the radio station is a good fit for the community. And remember, it's called a conditional use hearing. So they want to know how you're using it. It's a radio station. You talk on the mic and play music, but it says the zoning department wants to ensure that the use will not be detrimental to the public health, safety, morale, or general welfare. That the use will not cause serious injury to the neighboring property by hindering use or reducing or impairing property values. The use will contribute to, enhance, and promote the general welfare and convenience of the specific location. The use will complement or be compatible with surrounding uses and will not have a negative impact on the adjacent uses or community facilities. And the use shall, in all other respects, conform to the applicable zoning regulations and standards, including without limitation the particular regulations and standards stated for the particular conditional use in the various zoning districts. Okay, in other words, is it good for the community, and will it not harm the community? And I think we can everyone can agree that it will do a lot to enhance the community, and we are the ones that have to be able to tell that story. So if you want to handwrite your letter, again, I've got paper, I've got pens. You can certainly do that now. If you want to dictate it, maybe dictate it into your phone. You can send it to me. I can type it up, and we can get it signed by you before you leave here. What else? Those are the important things. I know that many of you have already agreed to write letters, so we're going to get them from you before you go. If you will get, we can do our call now. Who else is going to write a letter? Raise your hand. Okay, can we get them from you today? All right, so that's okay. So that's what we're gonna spend our time doing. Again, here's paper. You want to write it, you're free to write it, dictate it into your phone. We'll type it up and get it signed by you. We can do that as well. Makeda, and you know what? I'm really self-critical. I need to recognize my comrade, the Chief of Staff for the National Director of Organizations Office for the African People's Socialist Party, my comrade, Sister Kenya Ishitala Uhuru, in his house. visiting all the way from Florida. Uhuru. So, Makeda, Kenya, if you give Makeda that basket, ask me if you pass the basket, Makeda can make the call. And let's see if we can raise. No, go on. For those that are online, you are free to participate in this process too, because we're gonna raise some money for the radio station right now. Uhuru.
Uhuru. All right, this is our call for membership and resources. All right. Again, we thank you for joining us. And before we go further, we want to allow everybody to participate as we make this call for donations and call for membership, right? Membership as well? Okay. Today, our goal is going to be $200. Your donations help us to continue to bring important films, discussion, conferences, etc., to our community. And we also want to let you know that you can be a part of this movement. Likewise. So at the point that we're actually looking for a goal of 200. You know, if you have, you know, if you had a whole 200 and you want to donate the whole 200, you can do that. Otherwise, if you have, you know, any denomination, every bit counts. Every contribution that you have that you can make work counts. And you can actually go online as well. What do I?
Some donations, Kabuta.
You can go online as well, which is where I will be donating. Yeah. Go to Cash App, InPDUM, $InPDUM. Or npdum.org/donate. Let's see.
We usually ask for $100. Today, we're asking $100 for the Sunday rally and $100 donation for the radio station. That is what today is about, along with your letters and your reasoning behind this wonderful radio station. That's what we're asking for resources.
This here.
Thank you.
Okay. The membership.
Membership.
Okay. Can we see the membership screen, please? All right. Like I said, we want to let you know that you can be a part of this movement. The democratic rights that Black people fought for are under attack daily, constantly. Reparations and freedom of speech. Will you stand up for freedom? Join the International People's Democratic Uhuru Movement. The membership levels are on the screen, and our annual membership is $25 a year. If you're watching this from behind enemy lines or know someone, they can be a member too at the George Jackson level for $5 a year. If you're not employed or a student, the annual membership is just $10. The point is, we need you at some level to join this fight. We need your presence and we need your input. We need, all the people we can get inside of our community to be a part of this organization. That is, the only organization that I know that is truly rooted in trying to struggling for our freedom, for our collective freedom. And, on whatever level you are capable of joining, the Uhuru movement meets you there. So, if you can join at a level where you're comfortable now, and maybe next year you can progress. It grows, you grow in this process. And if you know people that are, again, behind enemy lines in the university, so to speak, if you know people that are in there and they need to get the burning spear sent to them, because they can get the burning spear sent to them being, in the institutions that have taken them off the street. So, we want to still be able to politicize and radicalize those who are in positions that otherwise would make them feel hopeless and as though they don't have any outlet. They do. They do. And they need to know we're out here and we're pulling for them, and we expect them to struggle and to fight and to win, even inside those situations that otherwise don't look, they don't look good, but when we struggle, we win, right? There you go. So, yeah, we hope you can actually, like I said, be a part of donating and being a part of getting your membership in, because we need your bodies. The more work we have to spread among us, the more work that actually can get done. Uhuru.
Thank you, Comrade. Now you can go to Cash App and you can go to InPDUM.org/donate, and we appreciate you. But if you did go online, we would like to know what you did so we can add it up and have a correct total for the day. So, and I'll come back later and give it to you. Okay?
Is there anybody here that hasn't signed the petition? A lot of you have seen over the past couple of weeks, but anyone didn't sign the petition? Okay, yes, we're gonna pass this around. You'll sign on the next line, lady. Also, we had a box of pens back there. Yeah, I put a whole box. Maybe they put them away. Also, as well as we need, dollars to make the radio station work, we also need, human resources as well. And we're calling on people to sign this other clipboard. It's actually, one, why do you want to help build a Black community radio station in North St. Louis? And, to sign up for what you can do to help. I know many of you have signed up over the past couple of weeks, but if you haven't, here is another clipboard. I want you to indicate how you can help. We want to be in contact with you, because once we get through this conditional use hearing, and I'm not speaking into existence that we get done, they say, okay, we gotta go to work. That means physically outfitting the facility. So we're gonna need all kinds of help, not just programmers and show ideas and show hosts, but people that actually physically do work too. So and if you can hold a fundraiser, I think that people should consider what you can do. I know Sister Wendy is gonna be doing a yard sale in September 5th to raise money for the station. So be creative. We've only got a few more months, actually weeks, before our weather starts to change. So while we can do something outside, please sign up to do something, and especially sign up to hold some kind of a fundraiser. I have that clipboard here. What did I have? I had one other thing. That's it, yes.
I mean, I think that Comrade Jesse Todd had a splendid idea.
Nine.
I unite. Yes. For next week.
Should be,
Should see who's ready, who's
Yeah.
gonna work with us to take our stuff in that neighborhood, yeah.
I unite. Brother Jesse, Comrade Jesse Todd did have a great idea. So by show of hands, what we're talking about, what he said was to hit that neighborhood where Laura Keys lives, who's the alderman for this district, I believe. And we do need a letter from her for this conditional use hearing. And how is she gonna feel when everybody around her is united with this being a good idea and she hasn't? And if we gotta take it further, then we take it further. But who all can, I think that would be a good idea next Sunday, as he said, to spend an hour in that neighborhood doing, walking and talking, knocking doors and get the petition signed. So I have Ray, anybody else?
Me?
Brother Jesse, Ray, James, both feet.
Are we taking the name down?
Yeah, do me a favor, Comrade Ray.
Yes.
Can you take down everybody's name? You got Estelle, Jesse Todd, James Pennington, Comrade Bofi. Anybody else? And we'll take it to our Tuesday, InPDUM meeting as well to see if we can get some additional,
When is the election?
The election
Tuesday.
is on
The 4th.
The 4th?
Tuesday.
We need to be out there. Yeah, I mean, if the election is Tuesday,
Mhm.
it seems to me that we need to get out there before Sunday. Don't you think? I mean, isn't that what we're trying to impress upon her? That her stance around the radio station could impact her,
Her election.
yeah.
Yeah.
We need to be out tomorrow.
Yeah,
Anybody down for tomorrow? Go ahead.
But I just wanted to say real quick, we were getting petitions for, the bakery cafe. It was voting time as well. I think that, school across from the bakery, we stood out there, you know, in the street, on the sidewalk, moving people to sign up, give them information, so. You know, that's one thing that you can do. But definitely needs to be out there and so to speak, because, you know, you want to let people in the community know that you're serious, this thing is happening. We already got the license to operate. Do you support this, you know, so.
Gotcha. Uhuru.
So by show of hands, again, we're talking about tomorrow. And you said there's yeah, tomorrow. Okay, Uhuru, so Comrade Ray, Comrade James, Bofi. All right. That's 3 of us, so we'll be in touch between tonight and tomorrow with a meetup time. You have petitions, you need more. Okay, so we'll get copies of petitions,
I got some.
Oh, okay, so there. Seems like I had one more thing, I don't remember what it was,
Flyers.
oh, flyers. Yeah. At the, can you grab the flyers off of the back table? We also have flyers in the back that we're asking people to disseminate. One of the things is, it's important to be able to get people, to the, conditional use hearing. And that is on August 27th. And remember, it's virtual, so you don't have to physically show up anywhere. You can, you know, attend on Zoom. Give me, look on the back.
Do they get one of these links at the bottom?
No, they'll probably send out, what we need to do is, we'll start collecting names of people that are willing to speak at the conditional use hearing as well. We'll need to take those down, because I'm sure they're gonna send you a city link that you have to connect to. I don't think you get it this far in advance. We are a few weeks out. So who is willing to speak at the conditional use hearing? Guess we can start to add that too. Kelly, do me a favor, get this brother's name and just.
This young man is a Facebook member, a Facebook friend that came in to see us. His name is Omar Wally. Uhuru, comrade. Welcome.
All right, so while we're getting all this information, the flyer, just give me, pass me the flyer you have, Wendy, you got a two-sided one, right? All right, here comes Mr. Wendy again with a whole, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Woo!
70, over 70 petition signatures.
Yay!
Yay!
Uhuru!
All right. So, I mean, we can do this. Everyone can do this. Let's see. Here's the flyer. It's a two-sided one. On the back of the flyer, it has our next special, Sunday rally that we'll be having is gonna be on August 23rd, where you'll actually get the opportunity to meet the infamous DJ Eddie from 96.3 FM St. Petersburg, Florida, Black Power. As well as Director Akile at 90, and really find out you know, how what a radio station looks like, and just the phenomenal work that's been done in St. Petersburg already. What we'll be bringing here, just the expertise and the love for the community that DJ Eddie has. So don't forget that for the 23rd. We're going to keep talking to everybody. If you missed the local going global, which was last Sunday, you missed it, so you're gonna have to go back and watch it, but we did have some of the poets here today, so I'm glad Brother Ron was here as well as Sister Mikhail. I think we are at, I have no idea what time it is, but we should be up to our announcements, and we are at our announcement.
And I just really want to reiterate, the call that the chairman made on August the 29th. I think that's gonna be critical for, all of us to be able to participate in terms of the Durban conference, but also the Black is Back, convention here that's gonna be taking place here in St. Louis, right here in this very building. I think when we talk about even the conditional, youth
Right.
hearing, when we talk about, KSLB, one of the things that we have to continue to talk about is that, this organization made the call for reparation. We want it all back, right? We deserve it all back for our community. So we're also making the call that everyone, bring your friends, your family, your cousin, drag your neighbor who ain't came out the door in a while. Come here on August the 29th and participate in the Black is Back conference. This is where we're gonna really begin to lay out the blueprint for what we're gonna do inside of our communities and what we need to do when we make this call for reparations. The time is
9 a.m. starts at 9.
he starts at 9 a.m.
August 29th.
August 29th. 2 days, right?
2 days, August
2 days.
29th.
29th and 30th. Word.
And the significance of the 29th is, I think the chairman mentioned before, the Black is Back will actually be holding an action in commemoration of Durban as well. So the conference and also an action. And we raised, we're $35 short. So what?
We had $50 from Lula and $25 from me.
Okay, well,
Online.
hold on then. Well, never mind. So I take that back.
And another 10 online.
Okay, wait a second. You got 50, is that percent?
Yep.
And 25. And 10, 75, and 85. Okay. And it's 14, 15. Is that right? Okay, well, we exceeded our goal.
Yes!
We raised
Woo! 200.
250.
All right, comrades. When we win, we fight. We fight, we always win. All right, comrades. Thank you so much, Comrade Kinge. So not only will we be here next Sunday, but we're going to be on the streets tomorrow. Correct? All right. And we're going to win because we fight, okay? Now it's time for our announcements with, you got the paper?
We need to also, we're going out tomorrow. We're going in the neighborhood of Laura Keys. Do we know where that is?
I don't.
And have we? Well, I'm just saying that we need to identify that now. Where we're going, we need to know where we're going.
Yeah, I think we need to get a map to just kind of map it out or whatever the areas of this.
Need to know where she lives, if we're
Right.
talking about going to.
I think he's gone.
All right, I will call him before this meeting is out. I don't hear information somewhere.
Hey, good people, ladies and gentlemen, how do you feel today? Yes, Uhuru, that's what's up. My name is James, and I am here with your announcements. We are streaming live from the Burning Spear TV YouTube channel, the online voice of the International African Revolution. If you are watching online, please give us a like and subscribe to this channel. It helps with the algorithm to reach a broader audience. The Burning Spear TV has also just launched its paid membership program, offering a 20% off promo code for the burningspear.store, where you can find books by Chairman Amali Yeshitela, as well as other Burning Spear merchandise. Basic membership is $4.99 per month. We encourage you to support this important platform by clicking the join button and signing up. In case you missed it, you can watch our historic September 2025 annual InPDUM convention on the Burning Spear TV channel. Be sure to check out the dynamic presentations by Matsamela Odom, Amali Yesitela, Jesse Todd, and many more, as well as reports from Africa by Luizi Kinshasa and Tafore Mungure, and much, much more. Volunteer work days at Freedom Farm is the first and third Saturdays, starting at 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at 3905 West Florissant at Linton. No experience. We're training you. For further information, you can call us at 314-389-8016 or email us at volunteer@blackpowerblueprint.org. We don't wait for change, we grow it. From Marcus Garvey to the Black Power Blueprint, the grand opening of Uhuru Bakery is August 15, 2026.
Yes.
From 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. at 3719 West Florissant Avenue. What you can do, you can join the team to build grand opening. You can also promote the grand opening, help organize the program, media, and sponsors. Plan to attend. On August 8th, annual One Africa, One Nation Farmers Market will be at 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 4007 West Florissant. August 29th, annual National Day of Action for Arrest, CPS, Shop, Kidnapping Black Children. Support KSLB. This will be Sunday, August 23rd at 2026. This is what Black Power Radio looks like, featuring DJ Eddie and director Akil Ane. The Burning Spear newspaper, get your subscription today. theburningspear.com/subscribe. Help build the Sunday rally. We need your help building for Sunday rallies. This includes welcoming people at the sign-in table, helping with tech and audio-visual equipment, creating promotion materials like flyers, helping provide security for the community meetings, flag detail, raising and lowering the African flag, and helping with Karamu to organize food for these Sunday rallies. And this is just a reminder about Karamu that we are collecting non-perishable goods. My name is James, and we are going to bring up Brother Siali for your further announcements. Thank you.
All right, Uhuru, everybody. So you can get back to that slide, that first slide. All right, so just to say, we are 13 days away from Uhuru Bakery and Cafe grand opening. And this is all under the leadership of Deputy Chair Owners and Shatella, who chose Marcus Garvey's birthday for the event and created a real vision for that salutes Garvey and the chairman. And the event will be a celebration of the resilience of African people in this community. So most importantly, we want to get the word out. We have literature from Uhuru Foods, and we have drop routes. You know, drops are basically where we just leave information at everybody's door. This is the most crucial part of our outreach. We have maps of the areas in which we want people to do. And we have some of these on hand right now. We're expecting more to come. And these are double-sided, so it's got the grand opening on the front, and then it says from Garvey to Uhuru, celebrating our people, our culture, our resilience, our future right here on the back. And we want to get that into everybody's door. Also, we need to call our contacts to invite them to come out to this. It's important that we get everybody involved in this process to come out, not just to enjoy the event, but to enjoy the fact that we have a real economic institution in the African community here in the North Side that has been neglected on purpose for many, many, many decades by this city. And also, we need people to volunteer at the event on August 15th. And you can also go online and sign up at uhurupies.org. Okay, and let's go to the next slide, please. So we need people to send the Black Power Blueprint digital email. We're going to send that out to everybody this Thursday. Just want to say that InPDUM sent out the Black Power Blueprint digital email this week to your email list. And this is what we call an HTML email. And it will be ready on Thursday to send out. So plan to call all your local and regional contacts and get them to come out to this event. We want to let the Uhuru Bakery outreach team, myself and Allison Haney know who's going to be attending, because we want to really have a good list of who's coming. We want all the community to come, and we also want invited speakers and so forth to participate as well. Next slide, please. So we're going to have breakfast. We're going to be testing our bakery recipes this week. So we're going to have breakfast Wednesday, August 5th from 9 to 10 a.m. And we're going to have breakfast bowls and wraps with our famous Uhuru home fries or vegan cornbread. And then lunch is going to be on Friday, August 7th from, I should probably say 12 to 1 p.m. on there. And we're going to have black bean chili with vegan cornbread, green goddess sandwiches. We're going to have turkey burgers or a vegan tuna melt. Did I get your tongues? Okay, all right. You know, again, we want to taste traditional Uhuru Bakery and Cafe recipes prepared by Chef Roosevelt before the grand opening. And the breakfast bowls can be made with fresh eggs or scrambled tofu. You know, so, and of course, we have information in which you can contact us. But this is a monumental occasion for the African community. It's not just our bakery cafe, it's the community's bakery cafe, you know, and we want to be able to make sure that our food is on point at all times. But also too, we want the community to have a place to come to instead of having to go way across town to try to get some decent food. You know, we want it right here in the community. So what I want to also do is find out who can do, you know, an hour, 2 hour shift in this community to hand out, to get these invitations into everybody's door. I see Comrade Rage has her hand up. All right, come see me after I get down from this podium. And anybody else, we need to get as many boots on the ground as we can get to get this information onto every door. We have canvassed this community. I believe we're gonna have, well, it's probably gonna be in your HTML emails and so forth. But we'll have some, we're working on a lot of literature right now for this whole process. But yeah, we just need boots on the ground to get this information out. We have canvassed this community several times in the past, and we want to keep that up. We want to keep the community informed. We just had somebody yesterday come in and ask if we were open. People are chomping at the bit to see this bakery cafe open. You know, we struggled almost a year to get this building renovated and to be where it's at today. And we're still getting the finishing touches on the building as we speak. You know, so it's important that we get everybody boots on the ground to get this information to all and to as far throughout the north side as we can and everybody's door. So see me after I get down from this podium, and I can get you some information to get out to people, and let's make this thing happen in the best possible way. Uhuru.
I just want everyone to know that next Saturday is the One Africa, One Nation Market. All right, you heard that. The One Africa, One Nation Farmers Market. It came up really quick. So that's why I wanted to make sure you knew, because guess what? We're going to be down the street. Down the street. Down the street. What's the times? 7:30 to 10 to 3. All right. 7:30, that's a long day. But from 10 to 3, be down the street for the market. One Africa, One Nation Farmers Market. Yeah. Or is that it? Okay, yeah. Yes, you can.
Uhuru, y'all. I'm Rage. I'm the vendor coordinator of the One Africa, One Nation Farmers Market. And yes, next Saturday, August 8th, we're going to be having our farmers market from 10 to 3 just down the street at 4007 West Florissant. And it's going to be a Black August themed market, y'all. We're having a workout with Gutted Fitness, get our train on, you know, Black August, study, train, fast, fight. So we are going to be training with Gutted Fitness at 10 a.m. And then we're going to be having a workshop with Farmer Julia. She's going to help us to reconnect to the land. And then an ancestral drumming ceremony with Enchanted Empress, so we can honor our ancestors who've been in this fight and leading the way. All right, I hope to see y'all next Saturday. Oh, Comrade Coco is coming all the way from Cleveland to lead children's events. So bring the kids, bring your neighbors, come on out. Uhuru.
Well, comrades, I think my clock is ringing. You know how you get that alarm in the morning that you hit a couple of times? It is time for caramel. And I'm going to say we have vegan and we have non-vegan options. All right, let's eat, guys. Next week, Uhuru, same place, same Uhuru channel. All right. Uhuru.